Recording. Welcome back to another Spot On Chat where I get to dig into the hearts and the minds of my illustrious guests and you get to eavesdrop. I'm Rebecca Monet. I'm with Zorakle Profiles. We provide profiling tools for franchisors and franchise consultants to help facilitate a right fit between a prospective franchisee and a franchise system. And my illustrious guest today is Angela Cote. She is a franchise growth catalyst. She also has a background both as a franchisor and a franchisee, which obviously comes in quite handy when acting as a franchise growth catalyst for franchise companies that want to grow exponentially twice as fast and with half the effort, all while having fun, because after all, she is Angela and fun is important. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you. I love that you shared that because that is everything I want to do in a nutshell. It's good.
Excellent. Well, I'm so glad to have you. So, as you know, I observe people, and it's my kind of hobby. And one of the things I've been observing about you is how you have really stepped up this last several weeks during the coronavirus. You've always come alongside of franchisors and helped them with their plans and to move their businesses down a path. But you've taken a whole nother step, girl, these last few weeks. You are stepping into a leadership role, and I'm really curious what spurned that and what your philosophies are around leadership. I mean, you're doing these round tables and you're doing this what do you call it? Play bigger performance groups. So tell me more about what spurred you to step up and more about these things that you're doing.
Yeah. There's so many thoughts in my head on this. So I guess before COVID hit, I was on the brink of wanting to offer an opportunity for people to come together and learn from each other. And also because I've been growing my business and if I don't figure out a way to bring people together, I'm going to max out on the way that I can share my insights with people.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be able to have more impact. And so when prior to COVID hitting, I was kind of on that path to create some kind of forums and opportunities. And when COVID hit, my first thought was, how can I help? There's all these people out there, these franchisors that have franchisees that are shut down, especially the ones I feel especially sad for the ones that, businesses had to completely close and there was no opportunity to pivot. What can I do to give back? And I think that comes from, I do a lot of, I listen to a lot of podcasts and messaging from leaders and influencers, and I don't mean like Instagram influencers, but high profile influential people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this attitude about serving, right? And giving back. And I've always believed this, which, I get sometimes people that are more traditional in their business thinking are like, why are you giving so much? Your insights are worth something, but I think it's just in me to give and be able to serve. And so when COVID hit, I was like, okay, let's bring people together. Let's give people this forum. I think about how I've learned so much from group, types of settings and masterminds and things like that. And that's what I wanted to provide.
Oh, I love the thought process and this whole idea of giving. And I want to kind of quantify that because this isn't just altruistic on your part, right? It's not like sacrificial lamb kind of.
No, I appreciate you saying that because after I shut my mouth a second ago, I was like, I'm not sure. It is beneficial to me, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm building relationships, so I'll talk about that too. But I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting because this idea of giving goes back to the beginning of time. It has a way when you give to come back tenfold. But when you're always thinking exchange, or I'm not going to until this, it doesn't have the same return. It still has return because there's an exchange, right? That's what the free enterprise system is built on. But in this case, you are giving from a heart and a desire to make a difference. And you're being rewarded tenfold. fold by better using your time and your resources, etc. But please continue. I actually
Yeah.
interrupted you on that train of thought.
No, I think we're good. But yeah, I yeah, absolutely saw this as an opportunity to build relationships. And I was also participating as a co-host with a local small business owner who asked me just to join in and share some insights. And this was my big message to people, right? That first, when I say first week, like March 16th, March 17th was, I think, when we were, the whole North America was going, whoa, this is a big deal.
What's
Everything's
going
moving.
on? Yeah.
Yeah. And so that week alone, I think I hosted 2 roundtables. Let's get people together. But I also sat in on this one, and my message has been, immediately I was like, this is an opportunity, everybody, to build relationships. And I know this is sounding like old news now, but I was saying what, people are still saying is that, like, you don't want to just go dark. Right. And so I knew if I can use this time to give back, build relationships, and because I had been on this track to launch this part of my business where I would potentially host something like a mastermind. I'm not using that term. I'm calling it a performance group, but I knew I was working towards that. And I was like, perfect. We could just practice this right now. And this is my pilot. And if I do it free, then I'll learn some things, but not at anybody's expense. So it really gave me that opportunity to just do it. And that's, that's been my philosophy. Anybody that knows me, and even I'm starting to build up a little bit of a team myself. And because I know that, like, I tend to I'm just like a bull in a china shop, like, do it, and then we'll figure out if it's right. And they're like, I need some people on my team to, like, kind of hold down the fort while I go be a bull in a china shop. So, when this all has been going on, I'm just like, let's just go do it, because there's a line that I love from Marie Forleo, who's one of the people that I listen to and get influenced by. And it's, clarity comes from engagement, not thought. I love that line.
So true. So true. And that's what makes a leader, is someone that doesn't have to have all the data and all the information and crunch the numbers. And it's engage, act, or I should say engage and execute, which is what you've been doing. You didn't think about all the dots connecting. You had a rough idea that I want to get people together. I want to maybe do this thing called a mastermind, and I want to give. That was rough. That you had 3 data points is all you were operating from. Yeah. And then you executed, knowing you could fine tune that process as you went. And during that time, you weren't waiting to contribute. You were able to do it at that point. And that is a sign of a good leader, a fast decision maker, someone that can make a decision based on only a handful of pieces of information and one goal, and boom, off they go, right?
Oh, yeah, if that's a good leader or an idiot, but but anyway, but I will say too, I say this to help people understand that I'm not superhuman or because I did that or anything, but that it was a little scary for me. And I'm still running these to this day. And actually this recent one this is the free roundtable I had on, I have it every Wednesday at 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Eastern, for franchisors only. And I had like 20 or so people on there. It was so awesome. I'm getting, like, Frank Milner from Tutor Doctor was on there. Pete Baldine joined us.
Oh, I love them.
Some really quality people with some good insights. It's been in my social media posts if anybody wants to see more about that. But it's a little scary. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm being vulnerable, which is, I know, I believe is a good thing for a leader to do, because it shows other people that you can do the same. Like, by role modeling vulnerability, it will enable other people to do that and have a bigger impact. I don't think vulnerability is about being weak. I think vulnerability is about admitting that something might be a little scary, but still doing it. And I know, like, I don't know if ever, like, I don't know if people are actually liking they're coming back. So that's a good sign with the roundtables.
It's usually a good sign, Angela.
Yeah. Most people are coming back. So. Yeah.
Oh, so this is leadership. What you're describing and what we measure at Zorakle are these very attributes that you're talking about: decisiveness, vulnerability, authenticity, decision making skills. Sometimes you have to throw spaghetti at the ceiling and hope it sticks, and that's what you've done. It's not about perfection at all. It's about accepting, okay, that didn't work. Let's course correct. Let's do whatever. That's what leadership is. It's stepping up into
It is.
the unknown. In this case, the unknown.
The unknown. And I believe so much in walking the talk. And that's why, you know, I always say doing something is better than nothing. I don't know what word you used there, but it triggered the thought, perfection is the enemy of done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that when we have to walk the talk. And so I try to role model what I can do to help, and hope that other people will do the same.
Exactly. And you are indeed a role model. And this is just me, with sincerely saying, you're young, you're vibrant, you've got ideas, and franchising is a model that typically leans towards the old folks like me. So you're making an impact, you're being heard, and you're being appreciated. And I certainly appreciate you being here. But this topic, Angela, is so important. Can I ask you back to dig into a little bit more about this, what seems to be a natural leader or natural instinct that you have? Can I have you back?
Sure. I'm a little shy, but
I could tell. I could tell.
I would love to come back. I would sincerely appreciate that. That would be amazing.
All right, Angela. Thanks again for being with us.
Thank you.